I'm delighted to address the IKnowFood conference. Of course, I would have much preferred to be present in person, but I would like to salute the participants in this conference, which intervenes at a very important moment. The IKnowFood conference is aiming at bringing together stakeholders that until recently have been basically excluded from being active participants in reshaping food systems. Yet, the food systems face a number of important challenges today that cannot be ignored anymore. First of all, an environmental challenge with the loss of biodiversity and a very important impact of industrial food systems on climate change. Secondly, a challenge that has to do with the gradual disappearance of family farms all over Europe and indeed in other world regions, and increased land concentration in the hands of a smaller number of large production units. Thirdly, a challenge linked to the rise of obesity rates in all regions, particularly in English-speaking developed countries, with significant public health problems that shall result from the situation in the next few years. Fourthly and finally, global supply chains that use the resources in developing countries in the global south to feed the needs of rich consumers in rich countries at the expense of the ability for local communities in developing countries to feed themselves. And so to meet these challenges, we need to broaden political imagination. We need to use the proposals coming from the actors of the food system in order to allow the reform of the food system to be better informed, to be more legitimate, to go beyond a business as usual approach or beyond the reforms that are advocated by the major lobbies, the major agribusiness firms that have until now disproportionately been influencing the thinking about how food systems should be reformed. The IKnowFood conference, led by my friend Professor Bob Doherty from the University of York, that has joined forces with the universities of Liverpool, Manchester and Leeds to support this process of developing a national food policy for the UK, is extremely important, and indeed it fits within a much broader set of developments in which food policies are being advocated in different countries, in different regions of the world, with a very simple message. We need an integrated strategy that goes not only beyond a business as usual approach to changing things, but also beyond a sectorial approach in which agriculture, environment, health, employment are treated separately from one another, and instead all these sectorial policies should be integrated in one single coherent approach. Coherence in adopting this trans-sectorial perspective is a condition for sustainable food systems to be designed. And so I welcome this conference that arrives at this very important juncture. I welcome the fact that it shall be watched and observed from all over Europe at a time when the EU itself, the European Union, is designing a food policy for the EU, and where member states such as the UK have an important example to provide and a source of inspiration to provide. Thank you very much, and I look forward to continuing to work with you in the future.